Oh, and also, ladies and germs, I've almost forgot to mention a few more weapons. Machetes. They are very, very good for defending yourself. Make some long cuts, chop off some limbs, and also for cutting off one zombie's head. Very useful for defending yourself. Now, there's also something else I forgot to mention. Like, say there's some weapons, but it's all surrounded by zombies. How do you blend in? Or how do you get past them? Well, here's the deal. Here's one of the options. Create a distraction. Have somebody wave their hands out someplace, draw the zombies toward them, then you book it, while somebody sneaks in and takes the weapons. Now here's another thing if you don't want to do that approach. Find a decayed zombie, rip off their limbs, just simply place your foot on their ribcage, grab the limb, and tug with all your might. Then, here's probably the most disgusting part, rub yourself with the limb. It gives you the zombie smell. Helps you blend in without turning into a zombie yourself. But here's the deal. You wash yourself with water, the smell's gonna wear off, and then the zombies are gonna target you. Also, here are some of the things that you need to know. Like, for instance, some other weapons that you might need. Rifles. Sniper rifles or just ordinary rifles. They're good for long distance combat. But if somebody gets in close, it's game over. Also, some other ways to scout out some zombies or just do a little recon is good some long distance binoculars. Also, you may want to take some flashlights with you. And also have a good battery source or a good battery recharger for you to recharge your batteries for your flashlight. Also, if I can find it, here's a good example for binoculars. Good for some scouting and good for some recon. They don't need batteries, and they can see a lot farther than your pitiful human eyes. Also, be on the lookout for any other survivors. They may have stuff that you need, and you might have stuff they need. Band together. Don't go out alone. Always pair up with a person, but stick together as much as you can. Anyway, that was some of the extra tips that I missed, of course. Oh, and also, if you're friendly, well, possibly, how should I put this? I do have this lantern somewhere. It runs both on solar and battery power. If you run out of the battery power, you can still use the solar power. It's got a little solar panel right on top of it. So lay it out in the sun, lay it out there for a few hours, and you got a full sun battery. It's pretty wicked. I don't know what it is, but it can be very useful. Anyway, that was some of the bonus tips. Super extra bonus tip. If you think that the zombie you just killed is truly dead, you better make sure he's dead, otherwise he's gonna come back. Also, travel lightly. Maybe take some ordinary clothes, some weapons, or maybe just take your car. Stuff it full of supplies, but make sure you leave some room for some people. Take a travel trailer or two. Get some fuel, and get into a place where you can be safe. Remember, double take and travel lightly, and make sure you have plenty of supplies. And also, I will upload some more tips soon, so be on the lookout. Also, some other places that you could hide into, not wells. There's only one way in and one way out. I mixed up the hands, by the way. If you hide in a trash can or in a well, you're as good as dead. But here's the deal. You're out in the wilderness, you got nowhere to go, yet you only have a few meager supplies. Well, I'm going to teach you about one thing. Making fire. It's a good thing for keeping zombies away, and it keeps you warm. Supplies for making fire? For instance, Flint Striker. You can virtually take it anywhere with you. And it's waterproof. At least some Flint Strikers are. It's waterproof, which means after you use it, you just dry it off, and you can just make fire. Also, lighters and matches work too. But you might want to get some good matches that are waterproof or stormproof, because regular matches, they won't light again. Also, in shelters, you want to make sure that you have plenty of food and plenty of water while you're at it, if you're planning to stay in there for a long time. Also, you want to make sure that you have plenty of entertainment. For instance, magazines. You could also have books or video games, but make sure you have a generator and an electrical source, and a good clean water supply that isn't infected. If you drunk an infected water supply, you'll most likely turn into a zombie. Also, if you hardly know anything about the wilderness, or you don't know what to do, I know just the book for you guys. Basically, here is the book, The Camping and Wilderness Survival. I just simply call it The Camper's Guide to the Wilderness. It's everything you need to know about how to survive in the wilderness. Anything from animals, rafting, to also using directions like a sextant, compass, or just using your watch as a compass for analog watches. It's also for any different kind of weather, and it's also for first aid, but unfortunately it doesn't cover any zombie infections in here. And if you're turning to a zombie, you might as well, I don't know, let your friends decide what to do with you. Or you might run away as far as you can before you turn into a zombie completely. Also, the last thing that you should know, there are power and strength in numbers, so stick close to groups of people. More people means better protection, and some of them may have guns. So, I'd suggest sticking to closer people instead of taking out on your own. Anyway, this was the zombie apocalypse tips, and I'm going to tell you more about much later tips that I'm going to do much later.